Hi everybody, hope you're doing well. This is Homie Hobbies, and today we'll be doing another Illumicrate unboxing. Now this box is for the month of September. For those of you joining us for the first time, or who don't know what an Illumicrate box is, Illumicrate is a subscription company that creates special edition books and sends them out each month. There are 3 different types of Illumicrate subscriptions, and I believe each one has the option to include just the book, or like the one we're opening today, one that has the book and some cool items that are inspired either by the book itself or other books of similar genres. So like I said, today we're opening the September box. Now, for those of you who joined in last time, you may have noticed we've skipped August. I actually skipped getting August in my subscription on purpose. I liked the theme of the book and the hints that Illumicrate was giving. However, when I read the different trigger warnings, I noticed some that I personally did not feel comfortable with, so I decided to forego that month. But if you are interested in seeing what came in the month of August of this year, I'm sure there are multiple YouTubers who filmed their unboxings as well. Alright, so let's get started. So the theme of September was my last breath. Inside this little pamphlet comes the synopsis of the book, a description of the items we have received, and on the back, information about the book and items for the following month. So here is our first item. Alright, so our first item here seems to be a sort of quilted or sewn item made of a cloth material. The inside seems to be a red color with mushrooms going across the item. And the outside has a pattern of red flowers. I'm not really sure what this is for, so I guess we will find out at the end when we go over what the items are. our second item here seems to be a book pot. Now, Illumicrate has quite a few of these book pots within their boxes, and each one is a little bit different. This one here is a gothic romance book pot with shades of pink and red. The back here says love stories that will haunt your dreams. So there are a lot of different things that you could put in your book pot, but I like to put in some of my mini brands that I open. And I think it's just a really nice addition to your library, especially for me because I'm starting to get into a little bit of more gothic literature. Next up, we have this black box with two characters on the front. It says it's based on If We Were Villains by M.I. Rio. And it says per aspera ad astra on the back. I do not know what that translates to, but this seems to be a cute little puzzle of the two men sitting there across from each other. I have yet to read this book, so I have no idea what it's about, but I'm sure I can add it to my list because I do like making puzzles. I'm sure I would enjoy it more when I read it. Up next here, like the paper says, we have a small packet with an enamel magnet inspired by the book Belladonna by Adeline Grace. Now, like the description said, it is a metal enamel magnet. I think it's very pretty. The paper says, in the window, kissed by death. And it is a woman in the window holding up a hand against her neck, surrounded by what seems to be roses and thorns. And lastly here we have our book. Now, this book is A Study in Drowning by Ava Reed. The cover is a special Illumicrate cover, and you can see there are pages falling down from a cliff. The edge here of the pages also have books and pages, while the back cover seems to have a sea or ocean going against a bell tower and some cliffs. It may be hard to see, but the lettering is in gold both on the side and on the front. Now, as usual, I'll start reading a synopsis of the book. Effie has always believed in fairy tales. She's had no choice. Since childhood, she's been haunted by visions of the Fairy King and found solace only in the pages of Angharad, author Emrys Myrddin's beloved epic tale about a mortal girl who falls in love with the Fairy King and then destroys him. Effie's tattered copy is all that's keeping her afloat through her stifling first term at her prestigious architecture college. So when the late author's family announces a contest to redesign his house, Effie feels certain this is her destiny. But Hereth Minor is an impossible task, a musty, decrepit estate on the brink of crumbling into a hungry sea. And when Effie arrives, she finds she isn't the only one who's made a temporary home there. Preston Hillary, a stodgy young literature scholar, is studying Merredin's papers and is determined to prove her favorite author is a fraud. As the two rival students investigate the reclusive author's legacy, piercing together clues through his letters, books, and diaries, they discover that the house's foundation isn't the only thing that can't be trusted. There are dark forces, both mortal and magical, conspiring against them, and the truth may bring them both to ruin. And right next to this here, you can see the artwork, I'm assuming, of Effie and Preston. If we look to the back, we can see our author focus. So Ava Reid is a internationally best-selling author who's also written adult fantasies such as Juniper and Thorn and The Wolf and the Woodsman. You can find her at avasread.tumblr.com or on Instagram at avasread. It says here that the jacket was designed and illustrated by Tim Byrne, and the art direction is by Amy Musgrave, and the end papers by E.K. Belcher. Now, like I said, Illumicrate is known for decorating their books and the spines. As you can see here, the book is a lovely color, somewhat like a cream, with what seems to be a chapel on it and a couple of other cute sketches. You can see here on the side the title, and then on the back a few more sketches, a seashell, some blueprints, a bust, and architecture notes. It's very pretty. And now I'm flipping to our author signature page. Every Illumicrate book, I believe, comes with an autograph from the author. Quote me if I'm wrong, but that is our book, A Study in Droning. And if you noticed, this is actually one of the books that I was reading this past month. Alright, so all together we have our book and our puzzle. And this thing. Our gothic romance book pot. And our in the window magnet. And now we'll take a look at our pamphlet that we set aside earlier. So our first first item here is our Gothic Romance book pot, designed by Jane Tibbetts at Chatty Nora. Then we have our Kissed by Death window magnet by Marta V at Just L Fit. Then we have our, so this is a Botanical Bloom bowl cozy, and the artwork is done by Holly Dunn at Holly Dunn Design. Oh, and it is inspired by Mexican Gothic. Now this book I have read, and I absolutely adored it, and now looking at it side by side, I can totally tell the resemblance. Alright, so that's cool. I didn't know people had koozies for bowls. And then last we had our Per Aspera ad Astra puzzle, designed by Jane Tibbetts again, and the artwork was made by Magdalena Pegowska at lenyan.art. On our right side, the description of our book. Now, on the back here, we have October's theme, which we'll be opening next, which was Fairy Tale Forests. Now, the book that we're getting is going to be digitally signed, is a B format hardback, which I don't know what that means, and has a different artwork and bonus content, and the items are inspired by Bitterthorn, The Last Tale of the Flower Bride, Once Upon a Broken Heart, and The Cruel Prince. And the box will have the next collectible replica, which will be fun. So that was our September 2023 Illumicrate unboxing. Please leave a comment and let me know what you think. And let me know if you've read A Study in Drowning, because I have many thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good night. Bye.